Different kinds of connections help us navigate the world, and digital connections are a necessity. In this webinar, we will demo a strong collaboration tool called Zoho Connect that brings teams, resources, and apps into a single platform for a deeper digital connection with work. From forming ideas to successfully implementing them, Zoho Connect helps us at each step by letting us streamline team communication, create documents, build a knowledge base, create our own apps, and manage our other work plans. Zoho Connect is the package for collaboration. So let's get started. The first step towards keeping your organization connected is creating a network. There are two types of networks available, internal and external networks. As the name suggests, the main difference between the two networks is that one is meant to be used within your organization, while the other is meant to keep your partners, customers, and other stakeholders in the loop. However, both types of network work in a similar way. Feeds. As soon as you open Connect, the first thing you will notice is the news feed. You may have seen a similar feed on Facebook and other social media platforms. The news feed that you're seeing right here is your company's posts about relevant activities. The company wall or network wall is a great place to discover all the latest posts across the company in real time. Keep everyone in your network posted on what's happening in the company by sharing updates. Remember, all posts made on the company wall are visible to all the network members. The posts can also be viewed under the My Feed pages of individual network members. As you can see, this news feed helps you form deeper connections with work, which helps you stay up to date. My Feed. It's fun to scroll through the feed because it is designed not just for professional updates, but also to form groups and post fun memes too. The My Feed page gives you a curated view of all the conversations and updates you have access to. You will see updates from members you follow, posts and comments that @mention you, groups you belong to, and posts made on the network wall. Next, we move on to the group wall, which is a space provided to communicate with a group. Here, you can check only the posts made by the members of the group. This wall is available only to members of private groups and is completely different from the network wall. So if I want to post something, I can just go to the top, click on New Post, select the type of post I want, and publish it in the group. There are 4 types of posts you can share. These different categories of posts help us organize relevant information perfectly, so let's see more about these types of posts. Making an announcement. First, we have a type of post called announcement. Let's say you want to let everyone know about an important update. Here, you can post important news as announcements on the company or group wall. So let me make an announcement here. For example, let's say you're in a publication company and you have an announcement that goes, "Launching a new book, stay tuned." You can also set a date until which you want the announcement to appear on the top of all the other posts on this specific wall. Once an announcement is made, an email notification will be sent to everyone in the network for company wall announcements or to group members for group wall announcements. And it will be seen right there on the right side of your feeds. As you can see, the announcement type of post is properly prioritized and is placed such a way that when someone opens Connect, this is the first thing they will see. You can also attach files from your desktop or cloud if needed by clicking this particular paperclip icon. We support file attachments from various platforms like Zoho Docs, Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, and Box. The size limit per file is 30 MB. Now let's move on to the next type of post, which is asking a question. To ask other users for answers to your questions, simply post them on your network. So to post a question, we need to click the question icon in the post editor on the top of the page. You type your question there, and you can add a description if needed. I'm going to ask a question here. So let's go with, what is the chance of survival for a digital book publishing tool? You can also attach files from your desktop or cloud by clicking the paperclip icon. The size limit and the supported file platforms are the same, 30 MB for every kind of post. So once your content for the post is ready, select your wall, company, or group to post the question to and just click share. The answers will be added as comments and you get to pick the best answer for your question. And the answer you select as most relevant appears on the top of all the other answers. So now you can make announcements and post questions. But what if you have a question and a set of answers too, but want to know the ratio or percentage of each answer? You start a poll. Starting a poll. This is where you run a digital poll and get your network members to vote for what they think is the best idea or solution. So let's create a poll, shall we? Let's go to this specific wall and click the poll icon. I'm going to conduct a poll with the topics: which of the books below can we publish first? So my options for this question are Deadly Storms, Mystery Palace, Life of Mike, and Short Tales by Stephen Dodson. Just type out your poll question and add the options. You can also add relevant images to each option. So let me just put in random cover images for all the books that I've mentioned. And the size limit per image is 10 MB. And that's it. Your poll is ready and you just have to click share. You might now wonder how to check the results of your poll. It's quite simple. The number of votes gathered is displayed to all members by default, irrespective of whether or not they have voted on your poll. So after you make these type of posts, people will start commenting. You may notice that you want to reply to someone's comment, but you don't want to do it publicly. So what do? You go to another tab, search for their name, and send them a personal message? Nope, not really. You can keep sensitive information under wraps by starting a private conversation with specific members or groups right from where you are from the same tab. All you have to do is click the text in the post editor that says what's on your mind right now. In the bottom right part of the post editor, click the log icon. Enter the members or groups you want to share the post with. Add a title if you need to by clicking the plus sign in the top right corner of the post editor. Type out your message and attach files if needed from your desktop or cloud by clicking the paperclip icon. And just click share. You can also mention a user or a group in a comment to get them involved in a private conversation. It's simple. So now we have gone through how to ask, tell, and share your thoughts with people. But what if you want to invite them to an event? Not a problem. You have an option to create events right from the post editor. Let's see how to do that. Creating an event. Events are a great way to keep track of all your appointments in one place. Depending on the permissions set by the admin, which we will discuss later in this session, a member may or may not be able to create events at the group and network levels. So how do I create an event? On your profile, you will see Events option on the left-hand menu. Click on that and you will notice that the calendar view opens. Click a date on which you want an event to be created. You will see a form and you just have to enter the event name, the timings, description, and location, and add invitees. So I'm going to go ahead and create an event here. Let's call this Life of Mike book launch at 4 p.m. And for sharing the address or location, you can add the short URL from Google Maps in the location field. You can add individual users and invitees and choose to share this event in a group or on the network wall, or ask privately with the invited members alone. Once done, click Create and it is done. Now I can view the event in my calendar. You will also notice that events from different groups are distinctively seen with different color codes. This makes it easier for us to identify relevant events. Just now, I created my event from the left bar in order to show you, but events can also be created from the My Feed page by clicking the calendar icon on top of the post editor. Text formatting, video embeds, and other image options. Now that we understood the different types of posts, let's see what more advanced customizable options we have. Once you click on the post editor, you'll notice that you can format the text, add videos, and alter images as you need. There are a few types of text. You can change the font style, make it bold or italic. You can highlight the specific points you want. You can even embed videos by pasting the video links, and you can attach images and align them. We have given a lot of editing options to make it look elegant and relevant at the right time. Bookmarking posts. We've seen different types of posts. Now, what's next? You may want to follow posts and get updates about them. You can bookmark posts that are important to you and refer to them anytime you need. It's very simple. All you have to do is click the drop down in the top right corner of a post and click bookmark. It's done. I just bookmarked one of my posts. Where can I see it? You can access this post from the bookmarks tab in your My Feeds page. Following a post. If you don't want to bookmark a post, but you still want to get updated or notifications from it, we do have another option. Just go and follow the post. The follow option gives you every single update related to a specific post, regardless of whether you participated in it. You will get an email notification and a push notification for updates related to that post. All you have to do is just go to the post you want to follow, click the drop down in the right top corner of the post, and just click follow. Starting a chat from a post. A post is the best way to start a conversation with your team. But if you want to boost up the decision-making process, if you want to talk more in detail with specific people, and if you want to do it privately, you can switch to a real-time group chat right from the post. All those who have participated in the post are included in that group chat, so you can just add or remove members as you wish. Once all of you arrive at a decision, you can add your chat to the original post as a comment. And the steps in Zoho Connect are very minimal and simple. You just have to click the chat icon that appears when you hover about the post. Once you enter the chat title and add more members to your chat or remove participants if needed, you just have to click start. So add from a post here to ABC and ask him, hey, why do you think this is not overhyped? Viewing conversation details. By the way, you can also view the details of a chat conversation you initiated. The conversation details page gives you feed statistics like the number of participants, mentions, and time of last reply. You also have more options like copy post URL and turn off notification for posts. Search in Zoho Connect. Now that you understand how the different types of posts work, let's move on to how to search for anything and everything in Zoho Connect. Connect's advanced search filters let you retrieve old posts, files, forum discussions, tasks, and manuals anytime you need them. All the content of an article with a manual and the content within your files are also fully searchable. This search bar can be seen at the top of your page. All you have to do is enter your search keywords. Select your filters based on where the content was seen, like feeds, forums, files, manuals, and tasks, or you can even search based on who posted and the date or a custom range. And by the way, tasks can also be filtered based on the assignee and due date. And there you go. Just press return or enter and your results will get displayed. Widgets. You can also manage widgets that you can see on the right side. Your My Feed page has some default widgets and you can enable or disable them as you like. And you can also reorder them the way you want to. All you have to do is click the widget icon in the bottom right corner of your page. Just use the toggle to enable or disable specific widgets. In the same section, you can also drag and drop your widgets to order them. I should also tell you an important piece of information about the widgets. Individual users can only customize the widgets section of their My Feed page. The rest of the widgets that you see in your entire Zoho Connect account are controlled by the network admins and the group admins. So if you are a network admin or a group admin, you just have to follow steps from your admin profile. That's all. No complicated steps just because you're an admin. Creating quick link widgets. So there are existing widgets that you can manage, and there are also quick link widgets. Quick link widgets are for those pages or websites that you want to access immediately. For example, if you want to access a quick link to pages or groups that you want to follow, you can create quick link widgets. The quick link widgets that you create will appear in the widget section of your My Feed page, as you can see here. So how do I do this? It's very simple. Click the Manage Widgets button in the bottom right corner of the My Feed page and click on Create Quick Links. Just type the widget title, your link title, and the URL, and just click on Create, and that's it. It's done. As you can see, I can quickly access this page called Book Launch Discussion right from the My Feed page. If you are a network admin or a group admin, you can add quick links in the network feed and group feed pages respectively by just following the same steps. Up to now, we have given detailed information on the posts, widgets, and the many customizations and advanced features we have with respect to posts. Let's move on to explore channels, shall we? Channels. What are channels? Channels are real-time chat rooms for a group of people to discuss all kinds of topics and make faster decisions. So, how do you create a channel? Just go and click on Channels from the left sidebar. Once you click on it, you can see a list of channels created. And then if you look down, you can see the plus icon on the left pane. Just click on that and enter your channel name, description, and add members or a group. Just click on Create and you're done. While creating a channel, one might wonder what the Associate Channels with a Group option does. Once associated with a group, all the members of the group will be added to the channel automatically. As more members are added to the group, they're also automatically added to the channel and it's all synced. So when you know your target audience, you know whom to add, and you know that you just want this particular group and not to waste time manually typing each and every option, then you can go ahead with this option. Once you click on this box, it will show a list of existing groups and you choose the group you want. That's all. The channels in Zoho Connect are powered by Zoho Click. So the best part of this is all the channels that you create here can also be accessed from your Zoho Click account. And the option to create a channel will be based on the permissions set by your admin. So make sure you have access if you really want to create a channel. Muting a channel. Let's say you're slightly busy and you don't want to see any notifications anymore. We all have done that, haven't we? You have an option to mute channels in Zoho Connect. When you mute a channel, you will no longer be able to see the notifications of any activity related to the channel. You can choose to mute a channel permanently or for a specific time period, and you can change this setting anytime you need to. So to mute a channel, you just open the channel, click the Actions menu in the bottom right of your channel. From the drop-down, just select Mute Chat. The options for the time interval are 1 hour, 8 hours, 1 day, 1 week, and forever. Just choose a time period and there, it's done. You have successfully muted a channel. Now let's move on to groups. Groups. While channels are like chat rooms, groups are an ideal space for teams to work together. With built-in apps and admin capabilities, groups help teams communicate better and work faster. Let's learn more about groups now. There are basically two types of groups in Zoho Connect: public and private. In a public group, there are two subcategories. One is an unrestricted group where any member can join, and the other one is a restricted group where the request has to be approved by the admin. All members in the network can view group conversations, post, and comment in the group. However, they do not have access to the built-in apps. In a private group, only the members can view and access the group. The group type can always be changed anytime later in the group settings page, so there's no worry about that. Let's create a group now, shall we? To create a new group, click on Groups in the left menu, and in the new page you see, just click the plus icon in the top right corner. Enter the group name, description, set the access level, public or private, and add the members, and there it is, live and active. You can also add members from an existing Zoho organization group to this one. For example, let's say you have a list of members of a particular group in Zoho Mail and you want to create the same group in Zoho Connect for better collaboration. Instead of adding each member one by one, you can simply import the user group from Zoho Mail directly so that you can save more time. All you have to do is just click the icon in the right end of the Add Members field. You will see a drop-down like this. From there, import your user group list and click on Create. And this option is available based on the policies set by your admin. All the network members may or may not be allowed to create groups based on the permission settings set by the admin. So check with the permissions before you decide to create a new group. Let's move on to the apps available at the group level. Apps available at the group level. There are various apps available at a group level. You can have custom apps, events, files, manuals, and more. Custom apps. This is powered by one of Zoho's finest products, Zoho Creator. Here you can create your custom apps with just a simple drag and drop interface. You can use intelligent forms to build an app that helps automate some of your team's work, helping you save more time and work smarter. Events. Just as we discussed creating an event post, you can create events inside a group as well. For example, it could be a team meeting or the launch of a new campaign. To invite everyone within your particular group, you can just create events and help your team keep an updated schedule. Files. Files is a simple document management system for your team to create and organize files. Manuals. Manuals is a platform where you build a knowledge base for your team. You can enable or disable these apps at your convenience based on your group's purpose and requirements. So to enable or disable these apps, just go to the specific group and click the Feed drop-down at the top that you see next to the group name. Click on Manage Apps and use the toggle to enable or disable specific apps. That's done. Now that we saw the types of apps in a group, let's move on to the group settings. Group settings. There are many options available for you in group settings. To change the group name and the description, just click on the menu on the right next to the members count. Once you click that, you will get a drop-down from which you need to select settings. Under the General tab, as you can see, you can edit the name and description. Once you're done, just click Save, and that'll be it. So let's see how to change the group access. To do this, click on the menu on the right next to the member count. From this drop-down, select Settings. Under the General tab, you can change the group access between public and private. Let's move on to configuring permissions in a group. To do this, click the menu on the right next to the member count. From the drop-down, select Settings, and you can select if all members, admins, or selected members can perform a specific activity. Next, we have an option called Locking a Group. When you lock a group, all further activities will be disabled. No one can post anything or do any activity if you lock a group. If it is an open or a public group, then the group will still be listed in the public group section. To do this, click the menu in the right next to the member count. From the drop-down, select Settings, and under the Advanced tab, click Lock this group, and it is done. So you can lock and edit groups. Did you know that you can also archive a group? When you archive a group, all further activities in the group are disabled. The content posted in it previously can still be viewed. You can use this group for reference purposes too. So if it is an open or public group, it will no longer be listed in the public group section. You can further prevent this group from being searched by checking Don't show this group in search results. To archive a group in general, click the menu on the right next to the member count, and from the drop-down, select Settings. Then under the Advanced tab, click on Archive this group. Okay, so what if a group doesn't need to exist anymore? Simple, you could just delete it. To do that, click the menu on the right next to the member count, and from the drop-down, select Settings. Under Advanced tab, click Delete this group, and it's gone forever. Please know that once deleted, the data in it cannot be recovered. But the organizational admin can export the conversations and manuals in the group before deleting the group. And it is always advised to check and do that before you decide to delete a group. Checking before implementing an action is not just for deleting groups, but also for any posts. That's why we have moderation settings. Having moderation helps us have better control of the settings of posts that go live. It helps us to analyze if the posts are relevant to the purpose of a group and company wall. Especially if you're a big organization, when a lot of people are given access to post on behalf of the company, you may want to be extra cautious and make sure everything is reviewed before it goes live. To enable moderation, click the menu on the right next to the member count, and from the drop-down, select Settings. Under the Moderation tab, use the toggle to enable or disable moderation. Once you enable moderation in the group, all posts and comments made in the group will require the approval of the moderator before they're made visible to anyone. So once moderation is enabled, moderators will see a flag icon on their profile, and by default, all group admins are moderators. But if you want to add someone as a moderator who is not an admin, here's how you do it. To add moderators, click the menu on the right next to the member count, and from the drop-down, select Settings. Under the Moderation tab, click Add Moderator and select the members to be added, and it is done. Before we get to the next feature, I've been using terms like admin, moderator, and members. Though these terms are generally understandable, it will help you to get a better idea of what they mean in Zoho Connect. So let's have a quick look at the user roles in a group. User roles in a group. Admin. The person who creates the group is by default the administrator of the group. Admins can add or remove members anytime, enable or disable built-in apps, moderate posts and comments made in the group, and lock, archive, or delete the group. They have full control of the group. Moderator. A moderator, on the other hand, checks posts and comments before they can appear on the group wall. The moderator can approve or edit or delete posts and comments made in the group before they are visible to everybody else. By default, all group admins are moderators, but any group member can also be added as moderators, as we have just learned. Please note that this role is active only when the moderation is enabled by an admin. Members. The members are added to the group by the admin. They can post and comment in the group and access all the enabled built-in apps. And you can change these user roles in a group. To do that, all you have to do is just click the member count on the right side of the group page. In the pop-up window, the group members will be listed. From the drop-down next to the respective members, you can select between member, moderator, and admin and change the roles. By the way, please note that multiple admins and moderators options are available only in the enterprise plans. We just had a detailed session on groups. Let's move up to the next category, shall we? Forums. Unlike a channel or a group, a forum is an online platform to start a discussion around a topic or issue. It is a great place to source solutions from the members in your organization and also to share company newsletters and business articles and generate discussions. Forums are available only at the network level, meaning all the members within a network will have access to any forum discussion. So, how do I start a forum discussion? Let's explore. Starting a forum discussion. To post a forum, click Forums in your left navigation pane. Once you open it, click the plus icon in the top right corner of the page. Type out your post in the editor. Let me just type mine here. You can select one or more categories for your post from the Choose Category drop-down menu if you think it's necessary. And while creating a forum, check for all the boxes and custom edits you want to do. For example, if you want to disable comments for your post, check the Disable Comments option seen under the gear icon menu and just click Publish. There you go. Once you create a forum, know that all members can start a forum discussion. Editing a forum discussion. An additional feature of forums is that you can edit the forum post published anytime you want. So if you want to edit your post, click on the menu in the bottom right corner of the post. From the drop-down, select the Edit button, and there you go. You can edit the content, select more categories, or remove selected ones and disable comments. Once you're done editing, just click Update, and it is done. Disabling comments for a forum discussion. Among these editing options, you also have an option to disable comments for a post that you have published. To do that, just click the menu in the top right corner of the post, and from the drop-down, select the Disable Comments option, and it is done. Following a forum discussion. When you follow a post, you'll receive email notifications and push notifications for all the activities related to the post. So to follow a post, just click the menu in the bottom right corner of the forum post, and from the drop-down, just click Follow. Now, what if you're satisfied with a forum discussion, got what you needed from it, and just want to delete it? Deleting a forum discussion. To delete your post, click the menu in the top right corner of the post, and from the drop-down, click on Delete, and it is done. Now that we have learned the general settings of a forum discussion, let's move on to a specific feature that can help you categorize your discussions. Creating categories. You can create categories for a forum discussion to organize it better. Only the network admins and organization admins can create categories. In order to do this, click the plus icon next to Categories on the left and add the category title. For important categories, the admins can check the Show in Everyone's Feed option. Once this option is checked, posts made in the specific category will appear on the My Feed page of all network members. When you're done setting everything, just click Create. Once the category is created, you can always go back and edit the category names and settings anytime you want. Editing category name and settings. As an admin, you can edit the category title and also decide if posts in specific categories should appear in everyone's feed page. Click the category and in the top left corner, click on Edit. Here, you can edit the category title or check or uncheck the Show in Everyone's Feed option, and it is done. Following a category. When you follow a category, you'll receive a notification every time a post is made in that category. Just hover your mouse over the category name and you will see a pop-out. And that small pop-out card you see, just click Follow. Now that we have learned about forum discussions and categories, let's move on to the next important feature, which is called manuals. Manuals are generally used to build your team's knowledge base. Think of it in terms of an online library that your team can draw on when needed. For example, you can create manuals for your company's policies, best practices guides, API documentation, and many other resources can be neatly documented using a manual. Experts in your network can compile a manual, and all these important documents will be handily accessible from a single point. Generally, all the manuals you upload and create are organized into articles and chapters. Articles. All the information is documented in the form of articles. For example, if you're compiling your company policies through a manual, then you can create articles on topics like leave policies, hiring policies, training programs, workplace ethics, and more. Chapters. Chapters, on the other hand, are a group of articles. For example, the articles on hiring policies and training programs can be placed under a chapter titled Recruitment. Similarly, you can create chapters to provide more structure to your manual. So how do I create a manual? Let's check it out. Creating a manual. To create a manual, click Manuals in the left navigation menu and click the plus icon in the top right corner of the page. After that, just enter your manual name and description and add the contributors. You can add individual members and groups as contributors. Once done, just click Create. To create an article, click Create Article on top right side of your manual, and it is done. You can start writing your article in the editor. Now let's move on to see how to add a chapter. Adding a chapter. To add a chapter, click the button with 3 dots that you see on the top right side of your manual. From the drop-down, select Manage Chapters and Articles, and now click the plus icon to create a new chapter, enter the name, and just click on Create, and your chapter is now live and active. By the way, you can go back and rename or reorder the chapters and articles. Renaming chapters and articles. To rename chapters and articles, click the button with the 3 dots in the top right side of your manual. From the drop-down, select Manage Chapters and Articles. Now, mouse over the name of the article or chapter and click the pencil icon on the right. Then edit the name and click the tick icon on the right side, and it is done. Reordering your chapters and articles. It is very easy to reorder your chapters and articles. Just click the button with the 3 dots on the top right side of your manual, and from the drop-down, select Manage Chapters and Articles. You can easily drag and drop your articles into chapter and order them any way you want. Commenting on an article. You can comment on articles and share your thoughts. To get conversation started about an article, all you need to do is post an update or share your thoughts here. Just click the comment scene in the right, enter your comment, and then click Post. Publishing your article. It's important to understand that your article cannot be seen or commented on by other members of your manual unless it is published. To publish your article, click the arrow icon seen in the right, then add a message and just click Publish. Once it's published, if you want an offline copy of it, it's very easy. Exporting your article as a PDF. To export an article, just go to the preferred article and click the button with 3 dots on the top right side of your article. From the drop-down, select the Export as PDF option, and your PDF file automatically gets downloaded. Apart from publishing, exporting, and commenting on articles you like, you can always follow articles too. Following an article. In order to bookmark an article, go to the preferred article and just click the button with 3 dots on the right top side of your article. From the drop-down, select Bookmark, and it's done. Once you bookmark, the article will be listed under Bookmark section of your My Feed page. Apart from following and bookmarking articles, you can also delete any article that you publish. Deleting an article. Go to the article that you want to delete, click the button with 3 dots on top right side of the article, And from the drop-down, just select delete and wave a final goodbye to your article. Now that we saw enough of the basics of the articles, let's move on to some general settings of a manual. Managing members in your manual. To add members to your manual, just go to your manual and click the button with the three dots in the top right side of your page. Select Settings from the drop-down menu, and under the Members section, enter the name and click Add to Manual. To remove members from your manual, just open your manual and click the button with the three dots at the right top side of your manual. Select Settings from the drop-down menu, and under the Members section, click the Manage Members drop-down menu seen on the right next to the user's profile thumbnail, and click Remove from Manual. Now let's move on to the user roles in a manual. User roles in a manual. Admin. When a person creates a manual, they become admin by default. Admins have full control over a manual. They can create and edit articles, add chapters, and organize the manual. Admins can also post and comment on the manual wall and also post comments under each article. They can publish the manual to a group or the network wall or to their own walls. Admins also have the perk of managing members, and it's always easy for the admin to organize the members since it's all just one click away. Plus, having an overview of the members and other details in a single page helps admins to categorize their member or their manual members effectively. Contributor. A contributor is someone who can create chapters and create, edit, and publish articles in a manual. Contributors cannot, however, publish the manual. Contributors can post their comments under each article and also make posts and comments in the manual wall. Member. Members are those who have read-only access to the articles. However, they can make use of the manual wall to share updates and comments on the article. And did you know that you can always change user roles in a manual? Let's see how to do that. Changing user roles in a manual. To change user roles in a manual, just open your manual and click the button with the three dots in the right top side of your manual. Select Settings from the drop-down menu that you see, and under the Members section, choose between Member, Admin, and Contributor in the drop-down next to the user's name. Now that we have understood the basics of user roles in a manual, let's discuss following and navigating manuals. Following a manual. When you follow a manual, you will receive an email notification and a push notification for all updates related to that manual. To follow, click the button with three dots in the top right side of your manual banner image, and from the drop-down, just select Follow, and there you go. Manual feed. Apart from following a manual that you like, you also have a manual news feed. The manual feed provides a view of the updates made to the manual, like members added or articles published, and it is a great way to start conversations relevant to the manual. All members of the manual have access to the manual feed and can post and comment there. Once a manual is published in a group or on a network wall, then the manual feed can be accessed by everyone in the group or network. It's simple. To access the manual feed, click the icon in the top right corner of your manual banner. You can also customize and change your manual's navigation. Your manual's navigation have two options, left navigation and top navigation. For example, if you have a lot of chapters, you can always go with the left navigation option so that it becomes easy for you to just scroll down and read. But if you have just a few chapters, you can go with the top navigation because all your chapters are right there on top. And it'll be easy for you to have a brief look at the entire manual in one view rather than scrolling down. You can choose the type of navigation based on the type of manual you're going to create. Now that we have covered posts, groups, forums, and manuals, let's move on to tasks and boards. Tasks and boards. Tasks and boards are digital to-do lists that help you keep track of all the work that needs to be done. You might ask when you would want to use tasks and when you would want to use boards. If you are an individual user and you have just two people involved in your project, you can go ahead with tasks and assign the task to the related users. But if you have a team project, you will have more people collaborating. This is when you can use boards where you can assign each user a separate role in the project. This way, you can organize and break down the project and have a better picture of the work being done. My Tasks. The My Tasks option gives you a consolidated view of all the tasks assigned to you either privately or through a board. Tasks that you privately assign to others and those assigned to you will be listed here. Only you and those who have assigned the task or those you have assigned it to can see the task. Boards. Unlike tasks, a board is a centralized space to manage work plans. Be it a personal to-do list or something that involves the entire team, you can divide work into sections and assign tasks to them. All tasks within a board can be viewed by all the board members, and the interface is simple and easy. For example, if your team is working on building a new site, then you can create a board with sections for SEO, content, design, and HTML, and assign it to your board members. You can assign tasks, set priority levels, trigger reminders, and start conversations and share files within a task. So let's see more about how to create a private task. Creating a private task. From the My Task or Private Task page, click the plus icon seen on the top right side of your page. Just fill in the task details such as title, task notes, or add a checklist. Set a due date, priority levels, and set a reminder, and attach files from the desktop by clicking the Upload button. All you have to do now is assign the task to yourself or another member and click Create. Once a task is created, a notification will be sent to the assignees and the task will be listed under Assigned to Others in the Private Task section. You also have two options for task views. Task views. This is a list view and it is the default view. Your tasks are listed based on the deadline, overdue tasks appear on top, and so on. On the other hand, we also have the calendar view where you will get an overall perspective of your to-dos for specific time periods. The above views can be applied to both My Task and the Private Task pages. You can also switch between the list and the calendar view. To do that, click the list icon on the top right side of the page and select between the list and the calendar view options. Now let's move on to see how to create a board. Creating a board. To create a board, click Tasks in the left navigation pane. Click the plus symbol next to Boards on the left menu and enter the name, description, add members, and just click Create. You can also create sections on the board, which will help make your work plan easier. You can keep creating as many sections as you like. To create one, just click the Create Section button seen at the bottom after you've created a board and enter your section title. You can keep adding additional sections by clicking the plus symbol seen on the right, next to the Created section, and it is done. Keeping your tasks and sections in order can be done easily by dragging and dropping them. You can drag and drop sections to order them and drag and drop tasks to move them from within and between sections. You can also rename sections and boards anytime you want. To rename a section, just click the menu that appears when you hover above a section and select Rename. Edit the name and press Enter. To rename a board, as a board admin, you can access the settings by clicking the menu in the top right corner of the board header, and from the drop-down, select Settings. Under the General tab, you can edit the name and description, and when done, just click Update. You can also delete a section or a board. Deletion. To delete a section, click the menu that appears when you hover above the section and click Delete. For your information, only board admins can delete a section. To delete a board as an admin, you can access the settings by clicking the menu in the top right corner of the board header. From the drop-down, select Settings and then Advanced. Once you go to the Advanced tab, just click Delete this board and it's done. Let's move on to explore how to create and assign tasks, shall we? Creating and assigning tasks. To add and assign a task, click the plus seen within a section and fill in the task details such as title, task notes, or add a checklist, set a due date, priority levels, and set a reminder. Attach files from your desktop by clicking the Upload button, and once done, just assign the task to yourself or another member and click Create. Now that you created a task, let's look more into the Activities feed. Activities feed in a task. Every task within a board has a feed that shows a timeline of all activities relevant to the task. This feed is also a great way to start conversations around the task. To see the feed, click the task to get a detailed view. As you can see, there are a few tasks marked as complete. You can mark tasks as complete once you're done. To do that, click the task to get a detailed view and select Mark as complete at the top of the task window. If you aren't sure if completing the task was the right option, or if you want to recheck something, you can always open completed task. To do that, just click the task to get a detailed view and select Reopen Task. You can edit the assignees, task title, due date, priority, etc. Aside from reopening tasks and marking them as complete, you can also archive completed tasks so you can refer to them anytime you like. To do that, click the task to get a detailed view and select the menu with the three dots on the top right side of the pop-up window. Click Archive this task, and there you go. To view the archived task, all you have to do is click the Pending Overdue Task Count on the right side of the header of your board. Once you click Archived, it will list out all the tasks archived in the board. Applying filters. Once you're done with creating a task, you can also apply filters to view only the task you need. Click the funnel icon on the top right side of the board and apply filters based on assignee, due date, priority, and status, and then click Apply. You also have different board views to help you give a better perspective. Changing the board view. You can also change the board view based on calendar, due date, priority, and section. The section view is the default view. Apart from that, you have the calendar view where you can see the overall picture of who needs to finish what and by when. And then you have the due date view where all board tasks are automatically regrouped into sections called overdue tasks, today, and upcoming deadlines. Next, you have the priority view, which shows which tasks need the most attention. In the priority view, tasks are automatically sorted into sections called high, medium, low, and none. And to get these views, all you have to do is just click the list icon in the top right part of your board header and select between calendar, due date, priority, and section views. Next, did you know that you can import users to a board? Importing users to a board. You can add users in your network to a board by uploading a CSV file with their email addresses. To do that, click the menu with the three dots in the top right corner of your board header. From the drop-down, select Import Users, and once you select that, upload the CSV file containing the email addresses of members to be added to the board. Once the upload is complete, the users are automatically added to your board. Great, isn't it? In addition to importing users, you can also import tasks to a board. Importing tasks to a board. To import tasks to a board, you'll need a CSV file containing the details of tasks to be added. You can export your tasks from other services like Trello, Mr. Task, or Asana as a CSV file, and then upload the file to a Zoho Connect board through import. Once your CSV file is ready, click the menu with the three dots in the top right corner of your board header, and from the drop-down, select Import Tasks. Upload the CSV file and map the field in the CSV file to the corresponding fields in the board. Once this is done, your task will get imported to the board. Events overview. Under this, you can create events for all your commitments, be it team meetings or personal appointments. Events are available at the network level, the group level, and the user level. Creating events at the network level and the group level depends on the permissions set by admins. Before we go deeper into this topic, let's have a quick brief on the tabs that you see. All events. When you click on this tab, it shows you all events that you have created or been invited to. This includes private events, company events, all events from groups you belong to, and events from other groups that you're invited to. And then you have private events. Private events. When you create a private event, it is only visible to you and your invitees. Checking the private events option in the left pane shows you private events you've created and the ones you've been invited to. And next, we have this option called Shared with Me. Checking this option in the left shows events you're invited to from groups you don't belong to. Now let's move on to the type of events. Company events. These are events created at the network level. They get posted on the network wall, and all members in your network can view them. Checking this option on the left will show you all the network events. Group events. These are events created within a group. Once an event is created in a group, it gets posted on the group wall, and all the members can view it. You can use the checkboxes next to the listed groups on the left menu to show or hide events in them. And that's pretty much about events. Let's move on to files. File management. Files is your cloud where you can store all your important documents. With the Files app in Zoho Connect, you can get an online repository for all your company and team documents. The Files app is powered by Zoho Docs, and our online editor tools can help you create spreadsheets, documents, and presentations together with your team. For example, your manager can upload and share a document that's a roadmap of some project, and the other team members can see it and work on it in real time. The Files app is available at two levels, the network level and the group level. All the files in the network level can be viewed by everyone in your network, and the Files app at the group level can be accessed by all the members of the group. Depending on the permissions configured by admins, everyone in the group or network or selected members will be allowed to upload files using the app. Now let's see how to enable Files app at the network or company level. Enabling Files app at the network company level. Here, only the organization and network admins can enable or disable Files app. To do that, just go to the network or company wall and click the Feeds drop-down menu at the top next to the group name. Now click Manage Apps and use the toggle next to the Files to enable it, and that's it. It is done. Now let's move on to enable the Files app at the group level. Enabling Files app at the group level. The process is similar to what we did for the company level. Only the group admins can enable or disable the Files app. Go to the preferred group and click the Feeds drop-down menu at the top next to the group name. After that, click the Manage Apps and use the toggle next to the Files to enable it, and there you go. Once you enable at the respective levels, you are ready to create your documents. Creating documents. To collaborate with your team in a more organized way, you can use the editors powered by Zoho Docs to create documents, spreadsheets, presentations, and much more. Just go to the Files app in the network or a specific group. If you have chosen network level files, simply click Files on the left menu. For group files, just go to the group and click the Files drop-down menu at the top next to the group name. Once you're there, click Files, and in the section that loads for both network and group, click New on the right. Once you do that, select the type of file you want to create, document, presentation, or spreadsheet. The respective editor will open and you can work on your file there. All members of the group or network will be able to access and make changes to the files, but only the admins can delete files. Let's move on to see how to upload files. To upload files to the Files app, just go to the Files app in the network or a specific group. For network level files, simply click Files in the left menu, and for group files, go to the group and click the Feeds drop-down menu at the top next to the group name and click Files. In the frame that loads for both network and group, click New in the right, and from the drop-down, select Upload Files or Upload Folder. Select Files and Folders to be uploaded and click Start Upload. You can also upload files from your cloud. To do that, select From Cloud from the New drop-down menu. You can also upload files from your Zoho Docs, Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, and Box accounts. And by the way, if you are uploading files from any of these services for the first time, you'll need to authenticate your account. Once your account is authenticated, everyone with upload permissions in your group or network will be able to upload files from the authenticated account. And the size limit per file for any upload is 500 MB. In addition to creating files, you can also create folders. Creating a folder. To create a folder, go to the Files app in the network or a specific group. For those who have gone to network level files, simply click Files from the left menu. For group files, go to the group and click the Feeds drop-down menu from the top. Next to the group name, click Files, and in the section that loads for both network and group, click New in the right. From the drop-down menu, select Folders and enter the folder name and click Create. Once you create a folder, you can add files, and you can also view the file information. Viewing file information. In this section, you can view a specific document's comments, version history, a timeline of the changes made, and access stats. To view this, go to the Files app in the network or a specific group. For network level files, simply click the Files on the left menu, and just like always, for group files, go to the group and click the Feeds drop-down menu at the top next to the group name. Click Files, and from the list, select the preferred file. Click the Show Info button that appears in the bottom right corner once a file is selected, and it is done. You can also view and post comments on the file. And if you click on Document Revisions, it gives you the version history of the document and lets you download previous versions of the file. Likewise, the Timeline button gives you details on activities related to the file, like who uploaded it and who edited it. The Access Stats option shows you the graph of how many times the file was accessed during a specific time period. And that's about it about files. Let's move on to Custom Apps. Custom Apps. Custom Apps is powered by Zoho Creator. You can create your own apps to automate a few business processes, manage data, and make your work easier. You need the right platform to bring great ideas to life, and Zoho Creator's drag and drop interface makes it easier for any non-programmer to build custom applications. There are company-specific and group-specific custom apps. You can use simple form-based apps to gather all the information you need. For example, you can create onboarding forms for new team members to fill in their contact information or to register their new work devices. You can have 3 options to create an app. If you click on the right corner plus icon, you will get the option to write code from scratch, import a DS file, or import from Zoho Creator. You can choose any of these options and make work easier. So that's almost all, folks. Now the session is almost coming to an end, and the last thing we're going to explore now is your profile. User profiles. Once you click on the right side icon that has your face on it, you will be able to see your name, your email ID, and your unique user ID. You can edit and change your personal settings here. Once you click on your profile, it will take you to your timeline. Whatever details you have customized and added while creating a profile will be seen here. For example, you can have sections for your desk location, your phone number, your email ID, and other important contact information. You can also add your hobbies, etc. Next, we have My Networks. Here, you can see all the networks that you're part of. And then we have the general notification settings. Here, you can customize and control the notifications you get. There are these general settings to see what kind of posts you want notifications for. And then you have the tag option, which when ticked, will send you custom email notifications for all the tags you follow. Next, we have the group notification settings. It shows you a list of all the groups you're part of. Turning on or off the toggle button allows and denies email notification from a given group. One might ask, what is the Enable Digest notification is about? That's one of my favorite features of Zoho Connect. Once you enable this, you will receive a separate email every day with an overall summary of all the posts you follow. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about Zoho Connect. If you have any questions, feel free to reach us anytime, and we'll be glad to assist you. Thank you very much, and have a great day.